Hi everyone, this is Mix from SnB PH, and today we have episode 1 of the Sneaker Hunt. Before we get started, if you do like the video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Then if you have any comments, questions, or any suggestions for future videos, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below as well. Then I'll also be leaving a link to the SnB PH Sneaker Hunters Facebook group in the description box, so I do hope you can join us over there because that is a place where we talk about sneakers and basketball quite a bit, and it's also where we have the SnB PH Steel Cabinet, where I take some shoes that I no longer use, or some shoes that I've reviewed in the past, and put them up for bidding at way below market value. Then if you haven't already, I do hope you can sub to the channel because it really does help us out quite a lot. Then once again, this is the first episode of the Sneaker Hunt, and in the Sneaker Hunt, it's me kind of talking about my personal pickups instead of like doing reviews, and it's also going to be a little bit more raw and unscripted, so I really do hope that you all enjoy this series. So for episode 1, this is actually one of my newer pickups. I did like a sneaker collection video I think a few months back, and there were quite a few shoes there. I mean, aside from the usual Jordans, Kobe's, and LeBrons, I also had like KD's, Kyrie's, some Dames, some Hardens, and also the entire set of PG's. But after a few months, I did start trimming down the collection to like the most important shoes like the Jordans, the Kobe's, and the LeBrons, and I ended up putting a lot of the Kyrie's, the Curry's, and even the KD's on the steel cabinet. Of course, even though I put them up for bidding in the SnB PH steel cabinet at way below market value, they still did rake in a little bit of money, and with that money, I kind of upgraded my Jordan collection by going after a lot of the OG colorways. And it is a bit challenging because most OG Jordans have some resale value to them, but in the end, what I learned is all that you really need is patience. The shoe that I have here right now is definitely a good example of it, and I did get them from Aftermarket PH, and Aftermarket PH is actually my favorite site or favorite store to go and get shoes to add to my collection. Aftermarket PH does have a website as well as Android and iOS apps, and I really do like looking for shoes over there because even though there are some that go at their usual resale value, every now and then you can chance upon some steals. It's also really nice not just for sneakerheads because there are other things that they sell there like shirts and apparel, and collectibles like Funko Pops and NBA cards. They also do have a physical store here in the Philippines, and I would definitely like to visit there and maybe shoot a vlog. But you know, the Philippines is still struggling with the pandemic, so that really isn't the safest idea at the moment. But in the future, I definitely hope that I can visit there and shoot a video so that you guys can all see what they have there. Aftermarket PH does kind of work like how GOAT is in the US. And the reason why I like Aftermarket PH as well as GOAT.com is that they not only have brand new sneakers, but they also do sell used pairs. Looking for slightly used pairs is actually what I usually do on Aftermarket PH as well as GOAT.com, because for me at least, even though I do collect a lot of sneakers, I also wear them, so having a super dead stock pair isn't actually my highest priority. Of course, it would be nice to get a dead stock pair, however, most of the time you won't be able to get those for steal prices. But the most important thing for me is that it is wearable and it's presentable, and of course that it doesn't break the bank. So I did order online from the Aftermarket site, and it was pretty fast. You just transfer the payment to the bank accounts, or you can use your credit and debit cards, and it does actually ship really fast because I only had to wait 1 day for my pair, and it arrived in this Aftermarket cloth bag, and inside you have the shoes. So the pair that I got was the Jordan 12 Flu Game. The box is a bit on the beat up side, but it is an OG box, so that's definitely nice. And you also have your Aftermarket sticker here with your QR code and all of the info. Then when you open the box, you're actually greeted with some paperwork. Like for example, you have this sticker, and this sticker is from Aftermarket PH. Then you actually have a small card, and this is actually what comes with every Aftermarket purchase. It says thank you for your purchase, and it is from the CEO of Aftermarket, Matthew So. And lastly, you also do have a printout from the Check app, and Aftermarket PH does have certain shoes in their physical store, but for the most part, sellers just upload their shoes on the site. And what happens when you place an order is that the seller ships it to Aftermarket, and then they have it verified first through the Check app, and Once it passes, then they ship it out to you. It is really nice that they do this because it just guarantees that your pair is legit. And they also actually have a service that if you add 150 pesos, they clean your shoes before shipping it out. So now that we got the paperwork out of the way, for episode 1 of the Sneaker Hunt, we have the Jordan 12 Flu Game. The Jordan 12 Flu Game is actually my first ever OG colorway of the Jordan 12 because the other Jordan 12s I've had in the past were brand new colorways. Of course, I really like my other Jordan 12s with those new colorways, but they definitely don't hit like an OG colorway. The Jordan 12 Flu Game is just an iconic shoe, and even if we found out in the Last Dance docu that he didn't actually have the stomach flu or the flu in general, and instead he had like food poisoning from pizza, it still was an all-time great performance by MJ. The Jordan 12 Flu Game is dressed in that iconic black and red, and when it comes to those black and red Jordans, this is definitely top 5 in my book. Of course, you have your bread ones, and those are definitely just gonna be on a whole different level. You also have your Jordan 11 breads, but aside from those two, I think you can strongly make a case for the Jordan 12, along with the Jordan 14 and Jordan 6. The Jordan 12 is also one of my favorite Jordans to play in when it comes to the Jordan 1 to the Jordan 14. I still do have the Jordan 13 as my favorite Jordan to play in from the 1 to the 14, just because it does have a little bit more flexibility than the Jordan 12. Make no mistake about it though, the Jordan 12 is an absolute beast on court, just as long as you remember to break these in. Some breaking in is definitely needed with this shoe because it has an almost full-length carbon fiber shank plate, and that's a good thing if you're a heavier player or someone who needs a lot of arch support, because this will definitely have you supported. Once you start to break it in though, it does start to flex a little bit better, and you can definitely start to feel that awesome performance even more. You do have herringbone pads here at the forefoot and the heel, and they definitely grip the court like crazy, and it also makes use of some pretty hard rubber, so it's definitely gonna be super durable. The Jordan 12 is also the first Air Jordan that used zoom, and they definitely went all in with this one with a full-length zoom unit in a Phylon midsole. The cushion on the Jordan 12 is actually so good that I think it can definitely rival today's shoes, even though this shoe did release in 1997. Then for the upper, it is all leather with the black part being the sort of tumbled leather. Then you have that snakeskin-like leather on the red overlay panels. The materials on this 2016 retro of the Jordan 12 Flu Game are really nice, and especially here at the collar, you can just see that it's so plush and so soft, and it just really fits comfortably around your foot. Speaking of fit, I do go through the size with my Jordan 12s, and that is what I would recommend. Most people do go through the size with the Jordan 12, so if you're a narrow footer, a wide footer, or a normal footer, you can definitely go through the size. If you do have a super narrow foot though, you might be able to get away with going down half a size, but that's definitely gonna be a pretty tight fit. Then for the pair I got from Aftermarket PH, I was really shocked that I got these for 7,000 pesos, which does roughly convert to around 140 US dollars. The shoe was listed as used on the Aftermarket PH site, and it also said in the description that the condition was 9 out of 10, and I do agree with their assessment because although the shoe overall looks really good, no separation on the sole from the glue, no scuffs and drags on the outsole, and no damage to the upper, it did come with some creasing here at the forefoot, which is definitely perfectly normal, especially when you use your shoes. That is a bit of an easy fix though if I want to get rid of those creases, because all I have to do is stuff these with paper towels. Oh, and if you guys want an SnB PH crash course episode on how to like decrease the creasing on your shoes, or just in general maintaining the overall shape of the shoe, just drop that in the comment section down below. So once again, I did just get these for 140 US dollars, and that's such a steal because I saw some pairs going for around over 250, and that's exactly why I said that you really just need patience because you never know when a pair at a steal price may come your way. That's also the case on GOAT because even though you can see the shoes on the used tab, they don't all have that same level of usedness, if that's a word. So sometimes you can actually get a pair that's slightly used at a way better price than a brand new pair. It's also a bit funny looking back because I almost did pull the trigger on another pair of Flu Games, but those were being sold for 9,000 pesos or 180 US dollars, and there was actually some sole separation on the shoes. I was actually considering buying those and just having them restored, but I'm definitely happy that I passed on them because I was able to get a really good pair at an even cheaper price. I mean, just look at the pair I got, and for the price that I got them at, I think I definitely got a steal. So once again, just a huge thank you to Aftermarket PH. I definitely am on their site a lot, and I also have quite a few more shoes in my collection that I got from them. You will definitely be seeing those other pairs on future Sneaker Hunt videos, so definitely stay tuned for upcoming episodes in this series. So there you have it guys, that was episode 1 of the Sneaker Hunt featuring my $140 Jordan 12 Flu Games. Once again, if you do like the video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. And then if you haven't already, please do make sure to sub to the channel and click that notification bell. And as always, whether you're trying to get that retail W or if you're looking on the aftermarket for some steals, just keep on hunting.